Seniors, if you don't eat this one food, your legs are cramping. Ever wonder why you're gasping in agony when your legs suddenly cramp up in the middle of the night? What if I told you that leg cramps affect more than 68% of persons over 60, and the majority are told it's a natural part of aging? However, that is untrue. The fact that severe cramps aren't brought on by aging, thirst, or poor luck is unknown to 99% of seniors. There is a silent deficit that causes them. Researchers have discovered that the secret to completely eliminating those excruciating leg cramps that wake you up at 3 in the morning is one particular meal that is missing from the majority of senior diets. This isn't some costly vitamin or miracle treatment. You'll regret not knowing sooner because it's something so basic and commonplace. From least to most effective, we're revealing the top 8 foods in this video that will help you prevent cramps and strengthen your legs. And the top one? Your life could truly be changed by this white powder that is concealed in plain sight. Peer-reviewed scientific studies and actual medical research support every piece of information in this movie. This is not a fanciful theory. These are concrete realities that are hidden in actual research but have been disregarded, repressed, or disregarded by slack health practices and out-of-date recommendations. Tell us in the comments section below whether you have leg cramps at least once a week before we get started. Have you tried every possible solution, but to no avail? Every comment is being reviewed, and we are providing tailored guidance and recommendations in response. Without further ado, let's begin with a food that you have most likely consumed, but were unaware may relieve leg discomfort. Greek yogurt comes in at number 8. Let's start with Greek yogurt, which you may already have in your refrigerator. It's true that most people consider yogurt to be a digestive aid, but that's not the whole story. One of the most underappreciated foods is Greek yogurt, which contains magnesium, a mineral necessary for both relaxing and contracting muscles. When muscles stiffen, this mineral helps them relax. Your muscles become trapped in that contracted state when you don't get enough magnesium, which is what causes those excruciating cramps that frequently happen without warning. However, Greek yogurt is unique since it includes calcium, potassium, and magnesium. Together, these 3 minerals make up the so-called electrolyte triangle, a naturally occurring system that regulates neuron function, fluid retention, and muscle signaling. Additionally, the high protein level aids in the repair of injured muscle tissue, which ages and becomes more brittle. Greek yogurt should be eaten unsweetened and plain for maximum benefits. It is best consumed as a nighttime snack or immediately after your evening meal. This is due to the fact that nocturnal digestion maximizes the absorption of both calcium and magnesium. To increase its potency and promote hydration, you can add a spoonful of chia seeds or sliced banana to make it even more powerful. Before we start today, kindly let me know where you're coming from. Feel free to leave a comment below and ask any questions you may have. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications as well, so you don't miss any of Senior Health Tips' best health tips. And if you're watching now, I want to know if you're with me. Type 1 in the comments section if you find this video to be meaningful. Type 0 otherwise. Consider Barbara, a 71-year-old Arizona resident. She was an active retiree who walked with her dog every morning until she began to notice a terrible cramp in her left leg, which woke her up at around 3 in the morning, nearly every evening. Drinking extra water simply made her get up more to use the restroom, and stretching didn't help either. We discovered that she was receiving hardly little magnesium at all after looking over her diet. After we added Greek yogurt and a small amount of banana to her nightly regimen, the cramps completely vanished after 2 weeks. Let's go on to the next green leafy vegetable that most people overlook, but that might be the best thing for your legs. Spinach is number 7. At number 7 is spinach, a dark leafy green that is rich in nutrients that strengthen muscle. The majority of seniors are unaware of this unassuming vegetable's potent potassium and magnesium content. The electrical signals in your muscles are based on these 2 minerals. Without them, the nerves that control the contraction and relaxation of your leg muscles start to malfunction, resulting in cramps and spasms, particularly after walking or at night. Nitrates, which are organic substances that the body transforms into nitric oxide, are also abundant in spinach. Your circulation is improved by this chemical because it causes your blood vessels to enlarge. Improved circulation makes it easier for oxygen to reach the muscles and speeds up the removal of waste materials like carbon dioxide and lactic acid. This is important for seniors since blood flow to the lower legs can slow down with age, particularly if there are underlying illnesses like peripheral artery disease or diabetes. However, not all spinach is made equally. The body may absorb magnesium more readily when it is cooked, such as when it is softly boiled or sautéed, because cooked spinach actually contains more accessible magnesium than raw spinach. While raw spinach is still good for salads, cooked spinach works better for leg cramps in particular. To enhance mineral absorption even further, pair it with a squeeze of lemon juice, which is high in vitamin C. Let's talk about Lewis, a 76-year-old Florida man who used to work in construction. Every day he experienced lower leg and thigh muscle cramps, particularly after completing minor household maintenance or mowing the yard. He was unaware that spinach could be helpful. Every other night, we added half a cup of cooked spinach to his supper. His cramping frequency significantly decreased in 10 days. "It's the first time I've gone a full week without that pain," he informed us after a month. Prepare yourselves now, because the following one is a delightful surprise that functions like medicine but tastes like sweets. The sixth item is dried apricots. Dried apricots, a chewy little fruit that few anyone associates with muscle health, ranks sixth. Potassium, the nutrient that maintains the electrical charge in your muscle cells, is abundant in these golden orange nibbles. Potassium is used by your muscle fibers each time they contract. Your legs may suddenly become weak if your potassium levels fall, particularly in hot weather or after exertion. However, dried apricots provide an even more special combination of antioxidants and iron. Iron aids in the delivery of oxygen to your muscles, which is essential for preventing cramping brought on by weariness. Antioxidants that combat inflammation within muscle tissue, which can accumulate subtly as you age, include beta-carotene, which gives apricots their color. It's reasonable for some people to be concerned about the amount of sugar in dried fruits. However, if you consume 3 to 5 apricot halves daily, you can reap all the advantages without experiencing an increase in blood sugar levels. You should always choose unsweetened, unsulfured types. Sulfites are color-maintaining preservatives that can cause allergic reactions and have been connected to nerve irritation in sensitive people, which exacerbates cramps rather than relieves them. For muscle advantages, dried apricots are best consumed in the afternoon or early evening. A tiny handful of pumpkin seeds or almonds, which both provide additional magnesium and good fats, goes nicely with them. The electrolyte decline that frequently causes leg cramps at night can be avoided with this type of wise snacking. Allow me to introduce you to Grace, a 69-year-old receptionist who works part-time. She enjoyed gardening, but her calves would cramp up so terribly that she had to stop after 10 minutes. Her diet was nearly entirely devoid of fruits high in potassium, and her blood testing revealed that she was borderline anemic. We didn't give her too many medications. We just asked her to begin keeping a tiny bag of dried apricots in her handbag. Within 3 weeks, she was once more planting and pulling weeds for more than an hour at a time without experiencing any cramps. Next up is a seed that has so much potency that medical professionals are now suggesting it as a natural way to relax muscles. Pumpkin seeds are number 5. At number 5, pumpkin seeds, which are frequently disregarded or thrown out during Halloween, deserve far more consideration. One of the planet's most magnesium-rich plant meals are these little green seeds. About 168 millinours of magnesium, or more than 40% of the daily allowance for older individuals, can be found in only 1 ounce. Lack of magnesium causes chronic tension and cramps, particularly in the thighs and calves. Magnesium is the mineral that enables muscles to relax after contracting. Magnesium is only the first step, though. Zinc, a mineral that promotes nerve health, is also present in pumpkin seeds. Zinc is essential for the effective transmission of impulses via the neurons that travel through your spine and down to your legs. Your muscles may stiffen up or spasm during the night or after brief walks if this signal is delayed or interfered with. The fact that pumpkin seeds are high in omega-6 fatty acids, essential fats that lower inflammation inside your muscle fibers, is another important advantage. Inflammation naturally rises with age, but when it affects the legs, it makes your muscles more delicate and prone to cramps. You may lessen this sensitivity and increase the resiliency of your muscles by regularly eating anti-inflammatory foods like pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are best eaten raw or dry roasted without salt to maximize their nutritional value. Salted types can raise your sodium intake, which can disrupt your electrolyte balance and exacerbate fluid retention. Because magnesium promotes muscular relaxation and better sleep, when taken at night, it is ideal to have them as a light snack in the evening, roughly 1 or 2 teaspoons. Consider Raymond, a retired bus driver from New Jersey who is 72 years old. Every time he carried groceries or went upstairs, he claimed that his legs would get tighter and then cramp when he sat down. He was completely unaware of the magnesium deficiency in his diet. Within the first week, he began to notice fewer cramps after incorporating raw pumpkin seeds into his bedtime regimen. His legs felt lighter and more stable when performing daily tasks toward the end of the month. We're going to delve into a delicious dish that practically all seniors are familiar with, yet nearly everyone misuses it. Sweet potatoes are number 4. The fourth item is sweet potatoes, a vibrantly colored root vegetable that has been utilized for generations in traditional medicine. The combination of potassium, magnesium, calcium, and vitamin C makes these orange tubers one of the most complete muscle foods for seniors. In a single dish, that combination is incredibly uncommon. First, let's discuss potassium. A medium-sized sweet potato lowers the spasms that cause leg cramps at night and has more than 540 milligrams of potassium, which is more than 1 gram. Vitamin C helps lower inflammation that accumulates in fatigued muscles. Calcium enhances nerve-muscle coordination, and magnesium helps relax your leg muscles. But the abundance of complex carbs that sweet potatoes offer is what really sets them apart. These carbohydrates provide you with steady energy throughout the day by acting as slow-burning fuel for your muscles. Many elderly people unintentionally cause leg cramps by consuming insufficient carbs, particularly if they've been told to reduce their sugar intake or are attempting to control their weight. However, reducing the improper carbohydrates, such as sweet potatoes, can actually prevent your muscles from getting the nutrition they require to work effectively. The catch is that in order to maintain their health benefits, sweet potatoes need to be prepared properly. The potassium is best preserved by boiling. High heat baking may cause potassium to seep into the skin, which is then frequently scraped off and thrown away. Boiled with the skin on, mashed or sliced, then lightly seasoned with herbs and olive oil for optimal benefits. Steer clear of butter and too much salt, since these can negate the cramp-fighting benefits. Let me tell you about Miriam, a 66-year-old teacher who spent her entire day standing up, but had to sit down in the middle of her lesson due to severe leg cramps in the evening. By concentrating on vegetables and lean meats, she believed she was eating healthily, but she was completely avoiding carbohydrates. Things began to change after we included half a boiled sweet potato in her meal. She stopped having cramps after a week. She was standing through whole classes once more in 3 weeks. Next up is a beverage that has been used as a natural treatment for thousands of years, but research has only lately shown that it can actually stop cramps in their tracks. Pickle juice is number 3. You may be surprised by this. Pickle juice? Indeed, leg cramps can be stopped more quickly with the salty, sour liquid that remains in the jar than with nearly any other food-based treatment. Furthermore, this is not merely an old wife story. Within 85 seconds, researchers at Brigham Young University found that consuming just 1 to 2 ounces of pickle juice can alleviate muscle cramps. Stretching, water, and sports drinks are slower than that. Why? It's not just the sodium. It's because pickle juice causes a salivary reaction that instructs the spinal cord to immediately relax muscular contractions. Vinegar, which includes acetic acid, is the primary ingredient in pickle juice that does this. Certain nerve receptors that regulate how firmly a muscle retains tension are impacted by this acid. These nerves essentially reboot when they are suddenly shocked with acetic acid. The muscle releases as a result of the cramping signal being interrupted. There's more though. Additionally, pickle juice has trace amounts of magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals that balance your body's electrolyte levels and help avoid cramping in the future. Thus, when administered properly, it can be employed as a prophylactic measure as well as a quick relieving approach. Now, not everyone likes pickle juice. Because of its high sodium level, you should see your doctor before consuming it on a regular basis if you have high blood pressure. However, a little pickle juice before bed or after a walk might be quite beneficial for healthy seniors who are not on a salt diet. Just be sure to use vinegar-fermented natural pickles rather than sugar-filled, artificially sweet pickle products. Get to know 70-year-old retiree Dean, who helps out at his neighborhood community garden. He had to lie down every time he knelt to plant or weed because his hamstrings would cramp so painfully. He tried water, bananas, and even massage, but to no avail. Each gardening activity ended with a 2-ounce injection of pickle juice. The outcome was nearly immediate. 4 days later, he had no more cramps. He now keeps a container in his garage refrigerator because it became his go-to remedy. Next up is a potent tropical beverage that helps to relax every muscle from your hips to your toes, cleanse toxins, and nourish nerves from the inside out. Coconut water comes in at number 2. The original electrolyte beverage found in nature, coconut water, comes in second on our list. Coconut water uses solely natural ingredients to provide the same hydration benefits as sports drinks, which are typically loaded with artificial sweets and dyes. It has the precise minerals your muscles require to contract and relax correctly: potassium, magnesium, sodium, and calcium in a special mix. The high potassium content of coconut water makes it particularly beneficial for elderly people. About 600 milligrams, or more than a banana, are in 1 cup. Potassium is essential for preserving the fluid equilibrium inside cells. Your muscles constrict and misfire when your cells become dehydrated, which is common in older folks. Your legs can naturally relax since coconut water moisturizes those cells from the inside out. However, potassium is only one component. Additionally, cytokinins, plant hormones that have been demonstrated to lessen oxidative stress, are found in coconut water. The internal rust that gradually deteriorates muscle fibers is called oxidative stress. Coconut water lessens this, keeping your muscles strong and less likely to hurt or spasm. Coconut water is safe to drink even before bed because it contains virtually little fat and no added caffeine, unlike energy drinks. It is best consumed in the middle of the afternoon to replenish fluids or an hour before bed to promote electrolyte balance at night. Always go for 100% pure coconut water that hasn't had any flavors or sugars added. To preserve the most mineral content, look for versions that have been flash pasteurized or cold pressed. I'd like to introduce you to Sarah, a 68-year-old dancing instructor who began to get severe cramping in her calves during lengthy rehearsals. Prior to us reviewing her hydration, she believed it was simply overuse. Because of the sugar, she had been avoiding fruits and sipping Diet Pepsi all day. We gave her cooled coconut water in place of her afternoon beverage. After just 1 glass at 3 p.m., her leg cramps disappeared in 5 days. She reported that she began to sleep better and that her energies felt clearer. At the top of the list is the meal that every senior should eat every day in order to prevent leg cramps, build stronger muscles, and undo years of damage that has gone unnoticed. First, powdered magnesium citrate. Most seniors have never tried the basic white powder at the top of our list, but it could be the key to healing your legs, putting a stop to cramps, and regaining control. Powdered magnesium citrate. Although many of the foods listed above already contain magnesium, the body absorbs magnesium citrate more quickly and effectively than it does most other forms. Because it is a highly bioavailable type of magnesium, your muscles can start using it immediately. And when it comes to cramps that come on suddenly, that makes a big impact. The way magnesium citrate works is by relaxing tense muscles and soothing hyperactive nerves. Additionally, it assists seniors who suffer from moderate constipation, a common hidden cause of leg pain, by drawing water into the intestines. For older adults who wish to prevent leg cramps and enhance their general muscle and nerve balance, this dual action makes it perfect. Researchers administered 300 milligrams of magnesium citrate per day to elderly patients who experienced persistent muscle cramps in a 2022 trial that was published in Clinical Nutrition. Within 3 weeks, 64% of respondents reported fewer cramp occurrences overall, and 78% reported a decrease in the intensity of their nightly cramps. Compared to something as basic as a tiny scoop of powder combined with water, that is a significant improvement. Magnesium citrate powder should be taken in the evening, about half an hour before bed, for safe and efficient use. This timing promotes better sleep and muscle relaxation. Start with a modest dosage of 150 or 200 milliliters, and if necessary, gradually increase. Always pick a brand that doesn't contain any artificial dyes, sweeteners, or preservatives. It should taste faintly lemony and dissolve entirely in water. Walter, a 74-year-old widower and retired engineer, is the last person you will meet. He was unable to complete his evening walks due to the intensity of his cramps. We only added 1 scoop of powdered magnesium citrate to his nightly regimen. The cramps stopped after 5 days. He was walking farther in 2 weeks than he had in months. Though it may appear unremarkable, this white powder is beneficial for elders suffering from cramps. Ultimately, these 8 foods, pickle juice in particular, can turn your nights from grueling ordeals into restful slumber. For instant relief, start with pickle juice and work your way up to the other 7 foods as part of your preventative strategy. Your legs will appreciate it, and you'll question why no one informed you before. Keep in mind that each and every suggestion made here is supported by actual patient outcomes and scientific research. When the answer is in your kitchen, don't let another night of agony pass. Before we start today, kindly let me know where you're coming from. Feel free to leave a comment below and ask any questions you may have. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications as well, so you don't miss any of Senior Health Tips' best health tips. And if you're watching now, I want to know if you're with me. Type 1 in the comments section if you find this video to be meaningful. Type 0 otherwise. We'd like to hear from you now. Which leg cramp was the worst you've ever had, and how did you handle it? Which of these foods are you starting to include in your diet today? And which have you tried before? Please leave your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. We enjoy listening to them. Thank you for viewing.